In Anglo-Saxon society, most people lived at the bottom, while only a few were at the top. Below the thanes were the chorls, who made up a large part of the population. Chorls were free men, but they didn't have as much power or wealth as the thanes or ealdormen. They usually worked as farmers, growing crops and raising animals to feed their families. Life for a chorl could be hard, as they had to work long hours in the fields. They often lived in simple wooden houses and had to give part of their crops to their local lord as payment for the land they used. Although they were free, they were still expected to fight for their king if needed, and they played an important role in keeping the kingdom running. Below the chorls were the slaves, who had no freedom at all. Many of these slaves were Britons who had been captured during wars and sold in slave markets. Once someone became a slave, they were owned by a master or mistress and had to do whatever work was asked of them. This could include farming, cooking, cleaning, or looking after animals. Slaves didn't have the right to own land, and their lives depended on the kindness of their owners. If they worked hard, they might be treated well, but their lives were often very difficult, and they didn't have the same rights as free people. Occasionally, slaves were freed by their masters. This could happen as a reward for years of loyal service, or if their master died and left instructions for the slave to be set free. When this happened, the former slave could become a chorl, gaining their freedom and the chance to work for themselves. However, many slaves spent their whole lives working for their masters without ever being freed. Life at the bottom of Anglo-Saxon society was challenging, but both chorls and slaves played an important part in supporting the kingdom.